Okay, so today I've decided to do something a little bit different because I've been cleaning a lot. As you can see, it says happy birthday, so that was big motivation. We had a long weekend before my oldest kid's birthday, and I've been cleaning up like a lot and throwing things out. It doesn't look like it though. That's the problem. Like after the party, everything's just gone messy as hell. So I'm going to use this video. I'm sorry to everybody who has to see this, but I'm going to use this video as motivation to get through the two problem rooms that I have in my house. The first being the office in there, and the other one being the laundry just there. So, yeah, let me turn the camera around. I'll show you more in depth about what we're dealing with here because, oh boy, it's a doozy. Okay, so first up, we have the office. This is the bookshelf, which is, it's a lot of textbooks, so nothing really is going to get thrown out there. This is my husband's desk. That is my, oh, I'm going to buy all the plants and slowly kill them area. We've got, since you've probably seen it, maybe not, some crochet stuff. I've got a whole bunch of yarn over there. This is my desk. And I swear I clean it up so often, and yet it always just accumulates stuff. I've got a problem. I've also, my mouse just does that, just turns on the screen. I just keep putting stuff down. It's a big flat surface. I just keep finding papers or things that belong to other people, and I'm just like, I'll put that away later on. And it ends up on my desk. And this is my, well, I guess our storage area. So we've got the Christmas stuff up the top there, a spare blanket, wrapping paper going down into more junky slash long term storage stuff. And honestly, a lot of this I can't really get rid of. There's spare clothes for when the youngest grows up into them, like hand me downs and stuff. And then there's um, my personal memory box, which honestly could be smaller. That needs changing. Some more yarn. There's a curious cat. Oh. And oh no, here's the laundry. I dislike the laundry so much. I've been cleaning and tidying up. It was good, and then it just quickly becomes a dumping space. Hang on, just let me get in here. See? It's just horrible. All this stuff. And honestly, there's like a lot of tools, so many screws like these. You can hardly see them, but in there are these two boxes. And they've just become dumping grounds for screws and odd bits and bobs that we find around the house. And I just come in here and I throw it in the box. Um, yeah, and the cat's station. Hello, I'm not feeding you. It's not looking like you're starving. So before I get started, I do want to say that I have been trying to maintain these for ages, but as you know, life just happens. They just become dumping grounds, right? So you can probably still see I left the office door open. I haven't started yet, but I'm going to bring everything out of the rooms, one room at a time, and I'll sort them out here or on the floor in there, and we'll just see what I can get done. Um, my rule of thumb is that if it belongs to someone else, like belongs to my husband especially, I'm not going to touch it, not going to throw it out unless it's very obviously a piece of junk, right? Like if it's broken or if it's just like he wrote down a note about something that has well and truly passed, like it's not relevant anymore, that can go in the bin. Um, and besides that, I'm just going to put everything together, like tidy up his desk a bit because his desk is right there in the entranceway. Like you walk in, there's his desk. So I'm really bad at it. I'll just pick up things around the house, like the tablets and stuff. I don't want them being around the house willy-nilly for the kids. So I'll pick them up and I'll be like, I'm going to go put that on charge, and I'll just put it on his desk. So his desk becomes my dumping ground, which is not okay. So I need to, first of all, stop that, and also, yeah, find a proper dumping place for these sorts of things, or not even a dumping, right? Like just find a place where these things go and they get charged, and it all works out. Um, Also, I kind of want to mention, but in the office, when I was pregnant with my youngest, I got quite nauseous, right? But it was triggered. by things like smells, sights, and funnily enough, the office. Every time I would think about the office or walk in there, it would trigger like a nausea reaction. It was almost like a very low grade panic attack or anxiety attack. I've since discovered. I thought it was just like maybe there was a smell in the room. I kept opening up the windows. I was putting all sorts of smells, cologne, sprays, all sorts in there just to try and mask whatever it was I was picking up on. But it wasn't. It was, I was more in tune with how stressed I was about how messy and cluttered and just unorganized that space was. And like I couldn't sit down at my desk to play a game without having to like shove things off the side and, you know, slide papers around. Like I'm bad at taking notes. Like I'll take notes on a piece of paper and I'll just leave it there, and it's a note for a game or something. It's like I haven't played that game in months, so need to throw those things out or put them in a folder or make it like have. I've got so many notebooks as well that I don't use, that unused, unopened, blank pages everywhere that I've held on to for years because to me they're special. Those are special things, so you have to write something special in them. But I don't have to. I've got so many. Like, yeah. Hopefully, it's going to be a big change in there. Hopefully, that I can really deep clean and really evaluate what I'm holding on to in there, like sewing patterns and stuff. I haven't touched my sewing machine probably since the year I got it. Like, I've had that thing a long time, and I keep telling myself, I'm going to get into sewing, I'm going to make beautiful dresses or capes or whatever it is, and I haven't. I just don't have time. I've got two kids running around. I can't, like, I don't have the space to set up and leave it set up so I can finish it at a later date. Like, I have to pack everything up, otherwise it's dangerous, and I just don't have the space for that. So maybe those might be on the list to go, but we'll see. So hopefully you can have fun on this journey, or it's cathartic or whatever. And I'm sorry for this blurby part. Maybe I'll just make it small and put it in the corner while it's speeding up. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So let's not know what we're doing together. All right, so here's the finished, well, not quite finished. I said I'd take everything out. I took some things off of husband's desk, didn't touch the bookshelf. I'll do that after. But this corner desk, which I actually bought as a plant stand and paper storage, it worked until it became a dumping ground. There's another stand I bought to be a plant stand and I hardly use it. Cleared out my desk, everything under here except the tower, obviously. There's an old CRT that we're keeping because like there are some games, consoles you can only play on CRTs, so I don't know. I've asked my husband if we're going to keep that or if I can toss it. Those, yeah, so not everything is out. I'll have to do that after. Um, but it's progress. And look, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Oh my god. Like I'm glad I was filming because I nearly stopped. I was getting overwhelmed and stressed and oh my goodness. Like this, I knew it was gonna be bad, but this is ridiculous. And everything I pulled out, I remember. It's not like I was surprised by anything that came out of the office, out of that space. Mostly my desk. My desk, the built-in and the corner desks. And there's all this stuff, like, oh my god. And look at this poor plant. Neglected as hell. Because it's just hidden behind things. I couldn't reach it. And oh, and under here. This is confronting. Like I'm almost embarrassed. Like I don't know if you can see on the video, but I feel so flustered and red and like I'm actually embarrassed. This is ridiculous. Like I sincerely hope I can get rid of most of this because oh my god, like there'll be quite a few things that I can't get rid of or won't, but oh my god. Now it's time to vacuum, wipe down all the surfaces, vacuum again. Um, I'll be moving some things around, just tidying up on my husband's desk. Um, that fish tank I was gonna make. I've got shrimp and I wanted to breed shrimp. And I got that tank over a year ago now, and it's sat in here, so that's probably got to go. I'll make it either into a terrarium or it's got to go because that's ridiculous. Oh my god, you guys, that's confronting. That's insane. That's my stuff or stuff that I'm responsible for. Like that's messed up. So I've vacuumed and wiped down some surfaces. As you can see, it's not fully clean, but a lot better than it was. And I just realized the time. It is currently 10 to 12, and I need to pick up my kids soon. Well, soon is relative. I have to pick them up at 4. So only got 4 hours to get through all this and put a whole bunch of it back. So I'm going to stop taking my time and actually get to the hard part of this. Wish me luck. Oh my goodness, help. Okay, so naturally I have lost my microphone, so I'm sorry for the audio, but this is where I'm at. It's about time that I need to, obviously start packing up, getting ready to go get my kids. So I had to do a bit of a taboo and I had to shove everything. I've got things on the table, things under the table, and these I didn't even start going through them really. And in the office, it's chaos because I didn't manage to put anything away because I was waiting for the bigger items, like those big boxes out there, to go back in here. It looks like we're keeping the CRT, unfortunately for my spacing. So yeah, I put some stuff, moved the tank over there for now, put some of those notebooks back, rearrange the plants a little bit, so hopefully some of them will do a bit better than they were because, different light requirements. Very much acknowledging my too much yarn crochet problem. And there's another big bag of yarn over there. And yeah, so this is where I'm at. I'm gonna get myself sorted. Oh my god, I'm so sweaty. I've made progress, so it doesn't look like much. It looks like everything's just been moved around, but I've made progress. So there's another bag to go in the bin. That's recycling. That needs to go out. That was all from the office. And over here, whoops, don't mind the mess, sorry. I've got bag going to a parent's house, some craft supplies I'm going to donate to the childcare, just general donations to an op shop, and then in here, that one's going to a parent's house and that one's going to another parent's house. So there's stuff moving and leaving, and I already took out a bag. Unfortunately for me, this is where I have to stop due to time constraints and my back giving out, so whoop-de-woo. And yeah, I guess I'll go again tomorrow. So it's the next day. I've dropped my kids off at my mum's house. They'll be there for a few hours. It's currently 1:20, and that means I've got a few hours at least to get through more. You probably can't see it all because when I picked them up last night, I pushed everything onto the table and it's actually under the table as well. Um, yeah, so I've just got to go through it. The boxes over there, I'm not entirely sure if you can see in the corner. I'm not entirely sure I will be able to go through those properly because those are like, yes, it's a minor hoarding, but they're very sentimental items to me. They have a lot of like PlayStation 2 games, Xbox 360, some PC games, even some CDs. Like, I don't listen to CDs. Like, I don't even oh, we do have a CD player. We do. We have a CD player. Haven't used it. Not for CDs, used as radio. But like I'm just holding on to them. And like, do I really need the cases or can I get like those folders and put the CDs in them? And yeah, so that's gonna be a hard one. I'm not last night. So what helped because I hoarded a lot of craft supplies in the office that I've accumulated over the years of, papers, books, things from even my school when I was in school, not even high school, like middle school, books like workbooks that just weren't used. And so I got all the new and good stuff, and the like a bunch of glue, lots of tissue paper, ribbons, all that sort of stuff. That's all now gone to my kids' childcare centre in the kindy, so that they can use those items in their craft. Because I thought I'd be that mum that would, do all these cool little craft projects with my kids on the weekend, and I'm just not. I'm not her. I thought I would be, but I'm not that mum. I hate having to tidy up after a big mess. So I prefer playing with things that are a bit more contained, whereas something open ended like craft is just kind of not my cup of tea because I want to throw it all away afterwards. It's just scrap and it's paper and there's glitter and there's stuff everywhere. Like even Play-Doh. I've got this whole Play-Doh set. I've minimized it a lot and it's still a big box of Play-Doh stuff. And I don't really like to bring the Play-Doh out because then it just gets in the carpet. They walk it around the house. It's like, keep it in one space, please. But they don't. Um, anyway, so yeah, that all went as well, and that helped me last night, or yesterday rather, when I was going through a lot of the office stuff. I'm not sure if you could see on the video, but I put a whole bunch of this craft stuff into a box that I was like, oh, I'm going to use this. I'll make cards. I'll make whatever. And then I thought, hang on, I can give that to the childcare center. And that made it so much easier. I put it in a separate bag and then I was able to let go of so much stuff because I just needed a location for it, a place for it to go that would use it. Otherwise, it's just wasteful. I don't want to put it in the bin. Like even like birthday cards and stuff that I've gotten over the years, I used to keep everything, every single birthday, Christmas, you name it. All the cards I got, I would keep. And then the container I had it in was too small because of course I'm getting more cards than the container size. And then I got a bigger container and then that got full. And then now I have gone through it like a few years ago. I went through it and I cut off the front, the picture on all like a bunch of cards that were nice enough to do that. That I was like, oh, we can cut it up, we can use it for craft, we can whatever, and then throw away the message side. and then keep the special. So I minimized my special ones, the keepsake cards and stuff, into a small shoebox, and that's my limit now. And yeah, I had heaps of those, heaps of those fronts of cards. And so yeah, I hope the kindy kids get to have fun actually doing stuff with all that craft supply that I had intended all this time, and now it actually can be used instead of me just holding onto it and putting it in a box and forgetting I have it. And yeah, it's a whole thing, but it helped me. So maybe if you're watching this and you're struggling to let go of something because, oh, I could use this one day, but then you haven't, maybe do tell yourself that it has to go to a specific place to be donated, like, and my a bunch of linen, old raggedy towels and stuff, that's all going to an animal welfare organization. Like, that helps me know that it's not just going to go to an op shop and they're going to look at it and go, yeah, that's trash, and just throw it in the bin. So that helps me let go of more, because then I'm like, oh, the cats, the dogs, the animals, they need blankets. Like, what can I throw out? I need to look for something else I can throw out, and that it helps me search for things to throw out, if that makes sense. Um, yeah. Anyway, sorry for rambling. I'll get back to it. Yeah. Thanks for watching, by the way. It's nice to have you here. It's good motivation, trust me. Hello, it's me from the future. Kind, like, not really, like 2 minutes in the show. No, half hour, whatever. Um, I used my phone to record this, and I didn't realize how the time lapse worked. I just assumed it was like a steady, like, n times faster. I didn't realize that no matter how long you film for, it condenses it to no more than 40 seconds. So I am so sorry for the very varied, um, yeah, the very varied speeds at which you saw me tidying up the office. I thought it would be a slightly longer video than it is. Instead, you just get mostly me talking. I didn't realize. I thought I like me talking would be like a little intermission here and there, but nah, this is just basically a blog. I'm sorry about that. It was a cat. Sorry, I didn't even realize she was in frame. Just having a little clean Rooney there. Anyway, um, yeah, so sorry about that. I will break this actually up into two videos now. So I'll do the first video after, when I can get around to editing all this, or not editing, just stitching it all together. Um, I'll post that, and that's from the office. That's the office clean. And then I'll do the laundry another time. I need to mentally recoup like that. Like, oh my God, it went from, I forgot what time I said I started. I think it was like 1:20 that I got home or something that I started. I finished at 4:20. That was like 3 solid hours of getting through stuff. And that was just, a lot of it was decision paralysis as well, because towards the end it got harder. And so I made like the little dumping box that was just, I don't know where to put that. So yeah, it it got hard. Um, but I made huge amounts of progress. I didn't even count. I should have counted how many bags of rubbish went out, how many bags of recycling, not bags, we use a box, how many boxes of recycling. Like, that second bit there, that was a lot. Like, I went through old sketchbooks, which was hard for me. I've held onto those sketchbooks since I was very little, and there's a lot of history in them. And so I started off like ripping out the photos, or pictures rather, that I didn't want to keep. And then I stopped and thought, hang on, that's the wrong mindset to have, right? Like, I need to rip out the pictures that I want to keep, and then keep them separate, because otherwise I've just got all this stuff, and then I'm trying to find out things. Oh, I don't want to keep that, so I'll rip it out. No, reframe it. This is something that I will try storing. This is something I'm proud of that I'll look back on, and I'll probably go through that box again. One of those boxes I emptied was actually perfectly sized for like A3 paper, and bless you. And I'll, sorry, that distracted me, threw me off. Um, I'll be able to hopefully go through it in the future and whittle it down even further, or possibly even get to this point where I can digitize everything, and so scan it all, maybe post it on, like, I've got DeviantArt, I've got Oh crap, I don't even remember. It's been a hot minute since I've been able to spend some time and draw. But just post it, archive it in a way, um, for myself more than anything, that I've got evidence. Is like, hey, I did this. I'm proud of this. Like, you know, um, yeah. So I guess that's that. I'll probably make another little snippet if I think of something else to say. Oh, I just thought of something else to say. Oh, it can't take me anywhere. Um, so yeah, I did clear out a lot of space in the office. I ended up putting those two boxes that I talked about that I wasn't sure I could go through because I had lots of games in there, from my childhood, from my formative years, teenagerhood, adulthood. Like I got a problem. Um, I did end up just putting those under my bed, and that's not ideal. But I just was not ready to visit those boxes. I'm not ready to go through my books, and I'm not ready to go through my games. And those are my big problem areas. Apparently, also my craft supplies. But my two big areas at the moment that I have attachment issues to are books and games. Yeah, there's just too much sentimentality there, and they fit under the bed. And for now, I'm okay with them staying there until I can go through it again, until I have to move it again or something. But they're self-contained. Those two boxes are full, and they're perfectly packed. Like I don't have to go through them. I can just put them under the bed, forget about it. So, not again, not ideal, but that's what I did. But they're out of the office, so mentally, I'm not always seeing these boxes and wondering, oh, what's in those again? Like, oh, this, that, or other. Like, it's out. It's out of sight, out of mind, and right now, that's what I need. Just for those boxes, and I'll go through them another time. Okay, so I'll hopefully not do so much talking and figure out how to actually um, time lapse appropriately for when I eventually go through the laundry. But that is not a today problem. It might not even be a this weekend problem because I'm doing visiting. I'm going to offload a lot of that stuff that is still loaded up in the car. Um, yeah, because I find that, yeah, it needs to get out of my house as soon as it's in the bag. It needs to go in the car immediately. But I don't feel relaxed until it's out of my car. So that's my next step. Anyway, thank you again. Um, yeah, I hope you're all having a good day or night, evening, whatever time it is where you are. I hope it's a good one. Hey again, it's me. Obviously. Oh god. Okay. Um, hmm. That long enough to edit it out?